Hey there, today we're going over everything you need to know about your engagement session. Obviously for every engagement session we get a lot of the same questions, so what we thought we would do is take all of your frequently asked questions and put them in one video so you guys will have everything you need to know before going into your engagement session. The first question is obviously when should we plan for our engagement session? And there are some different things that go into this, like when your wedding is, if you want to send out save the dates. We have talked about this in other videos as well, which we'll link to, but generally, you know, if you're having a summer wedding or a fall wedding, maybe consider doing your engagement session in a different season, maybe a winter session or a spring session. If you are sending out save the dates and have kind of a deadline for that, let's do your engagement session sooner than later so that we have plenty of time to, you know, find a day that works, edit them, deliver them, and then you have time to order your prints and stuff like that.
Another question that we get asked a lot is where should we do our engagement session? And this really depends on who you guys are as a couple. We always tell couples, find a place that means something to you. If you like nature, if you like being in downtown areas, the city, really cater it to what you guys are and who you are as a couple. This could also mean incorporating a theme, you know, doing something in nature that you guys like to do, going to breweries, wineries, your favorite restaurant, your favorite place downtown, or you know, in your hometown or anything like that. This could also mean an at-home session, you know, it's your favorite place to be and stuff like that. So there are multiple options and we can do multiple locations. This brings me to our next question. Do we travel for engagement sessions? And absolutely, yes, we do. We love to travel. We love coming to you guys. We love capturing everything that means everything to you. So yes, we will travel anywhere you want. Just give us a few days and we can, you know, work things out depending on where you're at. We love to come to you if you have a favorite vacation spot or if you're wanting to do, you know, a dream vacation trip, stuff like that. So yes, we will come to you, especially if you live out of town and your wedding's gonna be back in Ohio.
Yeah, so a lot of times our couples are from Toledo and they're getting married here, but you know, they might live in Florida or Denver or New York or anything like that, and we're more than happy to come to where you guys live because I feel like that's part of your story and part of, you know, who you are as a couple, and I think it's really cool to be able to capture that.
Absolutely.
Next, you'll probably ask, what should you wear and can you do multiple outfits? So first of all, we have a really cool video where we talk with Jess from the Weekender Fashion. It's all about outfit ideas and what you should consider as far as what you want to wear, but typically we suggest, you know, avoid neon colors. Don't be afraid to play around with patterns and designs as long as it's not like clashing with each other. So if one of you is wearing like a solid color, the other one could wear like stripes or polka dots or something like that. I also suggest layering and accessorizing. That always kind of adds texture and just kind of a little something extra to the photos. And then you also want to consider like where your session is. If you're in nature, you're at a park, maybe some more neutral tones, whereas if you're downtown or in an industrial area, maybe you can add more pops of color. As far as how many outfits, I always suggest keeping it to one or two. Beyond that, you're having to pause the session to change outfits. You're maybe getting flustered with, you know, where you should change if you're having to try and change in the car. And, you know, there's more opportunities for like messing up your hair and stuff like that. So keeping it down to one or two makes for a nice flow of the session and it makes everything go a little smoother.
Another question that we get asked quite frequently is what should we bring to our engagement session, if we should bring anything? And this is a really great question. Most people don't think of stuff like this, so things that you can bring are like blankets, a little picnic, your favorite drinks, stuff like that. We've had many people bring something from either where they were engaged or from at home, or something that just means something really, really special to them that they want captured in their engagement photos.
The next question I feel like is actually just kind of silly, like can we bring our dogs? And that is just kind of like an obvious yes. We love dogs and we want you to bring them all the time, but for your engagement session, yes, they can be especially fun, or any pets really. With dogs specifically, we usually suggest bringing bringing a dog wrangler, you know, a family member or a friend who can bring the dog in for the pictures, and then they can take them away so that we can continue on with just pictures of you two. And don't be afraid if you think your dog is like crazy or out of control, you know, it can still make for some fun pictures of just kind of playing around with them. And we always love to kind of see dogs anyway. So other pets, of course, are welcome. And, you know, I know sometimes cats are better at home. So, you know, if you guys are comfortable with it, we can come to your house and get pictures of you hanging out with your cats, and that's just as fun. I'm open to other pet ideas. You let us know what you got, and we can go from there.
Another one is, what time of day should we do our engagement session? We love to do it around golden hour or magic hour, however you want to call it. So a couple hours before sunset. It creates for gorgeous lighting, amazing pictures. We can do it in the morning, but that does mean waking up super early and getting those photos in before the sun gets way too high in the sky where you're squinting and stuff like that. So either early in the morning, but we prefer in the evening right before sunset. We don't have an exact time that we normally start, because this depends on the time of year that you're wanting your session. So if it's in the winter, it's going to be way earlier because the sun goes down sooner. But if it's in the summer, we can start it later. So it really depends what season that you are wanting your engagement sessions on, the time that we start.
That reminds me of another question, is what if it rains, or what if the weather is not great on that day? The great thing about engagement sessions is that you do have that flexibility, and I'm all about getting the best pictures. So if it comes up to a couple days before your engagement session and the weather is looking, you know, overcast or like a good chance of rain, I am more than happy to reschedule, because I'd rather find a new day to do it and push it off to find better weather than kind of just get stuck with like dreary, wet, you know, imperfect weather. But also, you know, sometimes we're crunched for time. Maybe your wedding is sooner than later, and you maybe don't have the option of like rescheduling, or maybe if you're coming in from out of town, or if we have a certain location, you know, there are specifics that we maybe won't be able to reschedule, and that's fine too. Sometimes you just have to embrace the weather, embrace the snow or rain, bring an umbrella, and just kind of have fun with that. But you know, if you are flexible and you have a little bit of time, we're happy to reschedule.
The next question is, how long does the engagement session last? This varies. It can be a couple hours. It really depends on how many locations that we go to, outfit changes, and also how much fun we're having with you guys.
Sometimes we just get caught off track and we're just talking and chatting and catching up. You know, so sometimes it takes a little longer, or maybe we're waiting for the sun to get to a perfect spot, you know, in the sky. So yeah, it just kind of really varies. But I usually set aside maybe just a couple hours. And then lastly, what is the turnaround time? You know, generally I would say like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe in our busiest season when we're like weddings every weekend, it might be 4, but you know, they're a little smaller sessions, so it does take us less time to edit and deliver. So if you do have a need for like save the dates, we are happy to get you some sneak peeks. So just let us know and we can try and get you that within like a week, where we are able to send you just like 2 or 3 images.
I hope that answers all the questions that you have on engagement sessions. Be sure to check out the videos that we linked in this video as well in the description below, and make sure to comment if you have any more questions about engagement sessions, and be sure to like this video and subscribe for more.